Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Atika Shaida, NIM 212-20203. I made this video for the first project in the lab course English for Business. Part 1. Complete this text. Baby caterpillar was tired. All summer long, she had been traveling slowly through the green world where she lived, and feeding on the green leaves that grew near her home. New autumn had come, and Mother Nature had given a holiday to the leaves, who put on their new dress of red and gold, and played tag with the breezes. Baby caterpillar wanted to play too, but could not run so fast as the happy little leaf, and she grew very tired and thought he would take a nap. So she found a cozy place among the branches of a grapevine and made herself a soft, silky blanket. Then she rolled herself away within it, and then her queer little cradle went to sleep. One night, late in the fall, Jack Frost came over the hill. He spit the cradle, swinging to and fro, and began to play roundly with it, for he is a roguish, roguish little fellow, and touches everything that comes in the way. But the warm blanket hid the little slipper so that Jack could not find her. Bay and baking winter come, bringing beautiful snow blankets to Mother Nature, flowers, babies. He gently rocked and cradled as a peasant and sweepers. Sleep, baby, sleep. You have no need of my blankets. At last spring came with the sunburns, the beads and merits of the Mother Nature's helpers. They awoke the flowers from their long winter nap and called to the bridge and the brook to begin their song. When they come to the little brown cradle, they stopped to rest, and baby caterpillar began to get very warm under the thick blanket. She woke up and stretched herself, and her cradle broke, and she came out to greet the spring. But what a change instead of the old dingy dress that she went to sleep in. So now, be- so now had a beautiful yellow one and interest of crawling among the leaves. She flew up and away into the sweet spring air to play with the sunbeams and flowers, and the little children called it a beautiful Archie. Complete the dialogue. So, Meg, you are talking about being in the military and you said you were a medic. Can you explain what that is? Yeah, so a medic, which now I believe in called health care specialist, is I will say it's kind of similar to being like a paramedic, where it's not a full nurse job. I think nurses have more training like in civilian set nurse, but similar to paramedic where you have certain like minor procedure that you're trained to do and high level things that just add E EMT like doing IVS and giving short and stitch and things like that. And you're trained because it's the military, you're especially trained for emergency situation and how to treat with someone who has maybe some serious life-threatening words. So that's a medic. Wow, that sounds like a really difficult job. I mean, it's not your typical just soldier job. You must have a lot of schooling and education. I had well, everyone goes through the initial about 2.5 months like basic training, and that's more kinds of basic combat skills and physical training that kinds of things, and then I had 4 months passed to trying to be a medic. So we went through like emergency medical technician course just like civilian side. I got certified with that. And then we had additional training for the military skill like FPS and emergency procedure, that kind of things. Right. Can you explain what IV is? IV is an intravenous, like getting fluids into your body. So if you've been injured and you lose a lot of blood, or maybe you're dehydrated and you need some fluid in your body quickly, then we stitch a needle in your vein and and then the fluid go in and the needle comes back out, but a little to stay in, and then you can get food quickly that way. So anybody that's been to the doctor knows there's always kinds of the anxious moment when the nurse or the person who's going to stick the needle in. Were you good at doing that? So once I learned how to do it, I think I was pretty good. And I actually enjoyed going it, not in a creepy way, but it was, I guess, because I was decent at it, that it was a part of my job that's enjoyed. But for myself, before we went through that training, I actually became dehydrated and needed to get an IV myself, and I was terrified because I really hadn't that before is in my life. And so the nurse was going to come, you know, put the needle in my arms, and I was like, no, isn't there another? I'll just drink a lot of water. And she was saying, aren't you going to be a medic? And I was like, oh, I even try not yet. Don't do it. So, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was recently in the hospital, and they had a strapper up for both blood and for the water, the intravenous strip, and it's annoying because you can really move, like if you want to get up and walk anywhere. You're strapped with all the tubes, and it's not very convenient. Yeah, yeah. Or at least you have to careful. When I was getting the IV, I didn't know that the needle doesn't stay in your arm. No, for some things it does. For blood, maybe it's different. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I was trying to be so careful too, but you still want it to get well, so you don't want to very much, right? So what's percentage of people what freak on the, you say freak out when they get the needle? Probably 90% or 95%. Oh, really? Yeah, even two army guys would be, yeah, even the tall army guys would come in and be like, oh, I'm fine, it's a bit. Well, we need to give you an IV, and they'd be like, oh, right. So, right, yeah, nobody likes that. No, so you transit, no, so you transitioned. You were in the medical profession and then you moved to education. Why did you leave the medical profession for education? Yeah, that's interesting because I became a medic in the military because I thought after I went I could continue college that I would be a nurse or a doctor. But my time serving as a medic helped me learn that was not what I wanted to do for my career after all. So I definitely am glad that I had two skills and the things that I learned and was able to experience. But I had always had king of being on the back burner. And so that I said, okay, let me revisit this, and it led to English education. Wow, have you ever thought about being like an English specialist for people in the medical field, like teaching doctor and nurses? I guess I even thought about that specifically. Sometimes I thought about going back to military. They do have something like English school in the military. And so I guess that would be related. Also, it could be. Yeah. So that's would be interesting, something to think about. Part two. Answer the question correctly, strong and audio. What kind of home would he want to have? He wants a medium to longer size house, longer yard, doesn't have neighbors and want to have a little space. What would he like to live near? He wants to live in an area of Alabama where are lots of hills, trees, and pine trees. What do they talk about? Dream house. What does he want in his ideal house? He wants a big bedrooms, a big kitchen, and two-car garage. And if he gets married, he wants to have a room of a small library, book, and a pool table. Retell that can retell that conversation with your own word, giving the detailed information. Mark has a dream house, a house with spacious land and large yard. He wanted a few like the ones in Alabama where they grew up, namely a hilly area filled with trees and pine trees. He wanted to have a larger bedroom and kitchen as well as two car garage. If he is married, his wife will decorate part of the house, but do want to have one room or a small library, book, and a pool table. Thank you.